afternoon, Ms. Elena. It is my great honor to be conducting an interview for the an AlumniTalks interview for the second time. I am very thrilled to speak with a Nova alumna who has followed a very interesting career path and has studied a very diverse field of studies. Welcome, and thank you so much for agreeing to chat with us about your high school experience, your college experience, and now your career. It is a pleasure, and I am looking forward to getting to know you today.
Thank you, Sare. Thank you so much for this invitation. I definitely feel very pleased to be sharing my experience and to maybe share something which will help someone else in their path or in their career further.
Yeah, of course. So now I'll be giving a brief introduction of you. Today we have Ms. Elena Petrovska, a Nova graduate who studied electrical engineering in Germany and is currently working as an engineer while completing her master's degree. It is truly amazing to get to know you and talk with you about so many wonderful things.
Thank you so much. I feel flattered when I hear something like, when you hear for yourself something, then you're like, oh, wow, that's me.
Yeah, the first question that I have prepared for you is regarding your experience in Nova, a reflection of your time in Nova. What would you say about your high school experience? What educational aspects of Nova did you like most?
For me, Nova was definitely one very positive, exciting time and experience. And I don't know, I hope you understand me when I say it was Narnia for me, I enter into this world which was different than the rest of Macedonia. It was you go there and it's everything was organized, it was positive, the vibe was very high and nice, and the engagement of people was nice. And even this boundary between students and professors, for me it was no, there is no boundary, wow, what's going on. And everyone was like a community there. That's what I liked so much, and everyone had their own opinion and their own background, and everyone could find their own place. And for me that was eye-opening, because it's not the same everywhere like that. And I was very pleased to be having that kind of experience. And we were joking in my generation that everything was in the apotheke. It was everything organized and well. But that's very important for one student, because if the infrastructure is good, then you can be just studying and doing your thing and don't care about the rest. You're not caring about the infrastructure. You're just caring that you're preparing yourself for your career and for your life further. And that's what Nova provided me 100%, this preparation. And I like this multicultural environment, this zero boundary, this zero authoritative way of teaching, and the openness. And I also liked so much at my time, I'm sure most probably there is at this time as well, we had a school psychologist as well. And those teenage years for students are also very, when the students are getting opinion, being shaped, they don't know what they want from their lives, and having a psychologist as well as a school consultant, that is so important. And because one of them helps them in the career and the other one helps them in their personal psychological life, because of course all of us have a very exciting teenage years, so we need some help and support, and that's what Nova also provided me. And I definitely couldn't have wished better. I applied at the same time for Nova for the scholarship, and in one mathematical high school in Skopje, and I was so happy. I was accepted as a half scholarship person in Nova. It definitely helped my family and me, and especially also with the English language. And my strength was math back in the days. I was on this test, I was amazing in math, but my English was in average level. And it helped me feel more comfortable just by talking in English the whole time, expressing myself.
What did Nova offer particularly besides the psychological help that helped you develop both on a personal and professional level?
I think as like what I said, also the English language was my like weakness, let me say, and it helped me like advance into that. And but also this whole critical thinking. You know, in Nova we are allowed to be thinking critical, and there is no like one answer. And even if you can find real, like if you can find proof that you're right in an exam, or in a, you know, in a, when you write exams or when you write your, like, I don't know, like tests, then that question will be accepted as long as you're really providing evidence of what you're saying. And this kind of critical thinking helped me further so much by not just accepting, okay, this is white and this is black. Yeah, okay, this is white, but what kind of white is there? Is it gray? Is it like, I don't know, with dots or something? So I like that so much. And also writing essays, oh my God, for help, it helped me so much. You know, every time I had to write a CV, or like, and then I had a CV, this like a essay for applying for a job, or like, I don't know, like some, I wanted to write some article or something. It was so easy for me. I was like, okay, I know who I have to thank for this. I mean, my Nova English professors, because writing essays at that time, it was like, I remember I had like I would submit some essay, and then I would get it back, and then I would submit it again, and then get it back, revise it back, you know, until the moment when it's like amazing, perfect. And this kind of like revision process, I don't think I would have ever gotten it anywhere else. And I, through that experience, I learned how to incrementally improve my writing skills and in essays. And now, like, without kidding, I can just wake up and I get the idea, and directly I can write a whole page. And that's what Nova did. The third thing is the freedom of choosing subjects. Like we were free. Like, of course, you have this like frame, but you're free to choose what you want and what you find very, like, if you want to advance in science, then you can choose AP classes or IB classes which are in that direction. Or also the beginning, I don't know, you have in the science area, you can choose this, or you didn't have to if you didn't like, for example, chemistry, you don't have to choose it. And that's what I liked a lot, because you're like free to shape your own destiny and to shape your own experience. And I liked, for example, mathematics and physics, and that's why I chose those in the honors level. But if I didn't like something, I would choose something in the regular, like world history or something. I'm not a world history person, so I chose them to be like some middle level, regular level. So you had this freedom to choose for yourself, and I like that so much. And another point which I find very important was, which I think on the other side is like a knife with two edges, is the feeling of independence, self-independence. In Nova, I felt like I learned how to like be independent and to really learn how to care for myself, to do the stuff. I mean, it taught me how to be independent and be able to go abroad. And that's what I think. I mean, Macedonia is a country which is like very social country, and normally you're like gathered in groups and everything. But I had a feeling like Nova was preparing us to be ready for the world, you know, to be ready to go abroad and to conquer the world, you know. It's like why I say it's a knife with two edges is that maybe some people are very social beings, and maybe they'll feel like, I don't know, like they don't want to be alone, and they don't want to like to fight, to be to be by themselves the whole time. But I chose the positive out of it, which is the self-independence, and to being able to come in Germany on 18 years and just without any fear, or just with the bravery of being like, you know, you're brave to do those steps. And that's what Nova helped me in. Also, something else which maybe it's not so important, but I find important, is the sports activities. There were like many, I don't know, apart from sport activities, there were dance classes, there were like every year you had to take physical education, which I find it very important, and Nova realized this, and there were many like competitions.
So a very intriguing question to me is one regarding your college decision-making process, because
Yeah.
I, along with so many other students, are in that thinking bubble, in that contemplation bubble where we think about our future. So on that note, did Nova influence your college decision-making process? If so, how? Were you introduced to different programs, to different fields of studies and universities at Nova, or did you perhaps have to conduct a form of independent research?
Yeah. At my time, or at least how I felt it, it was the Nova, not Nova, but the whole vibe was more US, and you know, this English speaking country base, so to say. And I got some advices, but my problem was the following. I had in my fourth year high school, I had five AP exams, and three were allowed maximum. And they told me many times, you should not take more than three. But my stubborn head said, no, I have to push now. And because I had so much to study, I didn't even focus on. You know, I think in December it was like application for the US. So for me it was like I kind of like missed the US part for scholarship, and without a scholarship I was like, no way, like where can I have to, like, I don't know what I have to do so that I get that money. Robbery was not part of it. Like, you know, I didn't want to become like some robber or something. And also knowing my parents and knowing that I'm a single child, so it was like every time I mentioned US, for my parents, it was like a knife stabbing in their heart. Like US knife, US knife. It was like they didn't want me to go so far away. So I said, okay, I yes, I understand that. And I started thinking, where should I go? And my first idea was, okay, where to go if not in the US? I was really jumping with my head. I was dancing in my mind. I said, okay, I will go to Russia. In Russia, there are good universities for science and so on. I told you before about Kiev and about playing football. You know, when we went in Kiev, it was like snowing. It was so cold. It was snowing so much. It was like, I said to myself, oh my goodness, I cannot survive here. It was the first time in my life that I said to myself, I want to go home. I didn't want to go home in any other situation. But in that situation, I said, oh my God, I want to go home. So Russia was like removed from, if I was not surviving in Kiev, in Ukraine, then Russia, no way for sure. So I said, okay, what else? I knew French all my life. I was studying French. I went to France for 1 month through one. It was called Lions International, like an exchange, like a program where I could go there for a couple of weeks, and some student was coming here. I went there, and it was a smaller city. It was nice, but I felt like my private zone, or my like protection zone, was very often like um, broken. I don't know how to say, like very often someone would come on to me on the street and start talking to me. I was like, hey man, I'm not interested into talking, or female, doesn't matter. And I felt like I did not feel so safe in France. Maybe I hope other people have another kind of experience, but my experience told me, no, I don't feel safe in this country. So even though it was a small city, I said, okay, if this happens in a small city, what happens if I go in Paris? It's like, no, I want more privacy. I don't want not to feel safe. So I don't know how, but I came to Germany because I said, okay, where to go in Europe, which is good for science and good for engineering. Where to go in Germany? What else do I want? My only problem with Germany was the language. I had zero knowledge of German, and I was like, okay, what should I do? I mean, I have zero knowledge of German, but okay, I can learn it. But on the other side, in France, I don't feel safe. So what is more important to me? Of course, to feel safe. And I said to myself, I don't care. We are going in Germany. I applied for a couple of universities, which included first studying in English and then continuing in German. So almost there were 3 or 4 universities, and all of them were like in the first year you're studying in English, and then you're intensively studying. You have intensive courses in German, and then you're after in the third semester you start in German. I said, okay, if I put myself if I'm determined, I can do this. And I applied, and I applied in these three universities. When I got one of them, when I got acceptance, I was like, no, I'm going directly. I don't care about the other two. I was determined to go abroad. So for me, I think this feeling like I want to go abroad, it was like integrated in me since the first day I came in Nova, and it was like, you know, a small seed which got planted into a flower. I wanted to go abroad. I didn't care. I just wanted to go somewhere, to go away from the bubble. You know, our parents put us in a bubble. I don't want a bubble. I didn't want a bubble anymore. So I applied. This was independent research. This was at that time. I don't. Maybe I hope. I think this has changed now. But at my time, I had a feeling that it's more US based, and I was doing my. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was like just my perception, and I was like rushing through in my head like here and there and there. So I really don't know. But I was doing this independently, and it was. I don't know. It was good for me. It did good to me by just involving myself into this research. And of course, it's better if there is a list of universities and like when you know this people, this school accepts English and so on. And these are the pre-requirements. But for me, it was not the case. And after a little bit of like digging and finding this university, I was very happy to go there and I think they required some 4 AP subjects so that I don't have to do any like extra examinations. I had 5 plus 1 6, so I was okay with that. I mean, I think they allowed IB and AP 4 plus exams. So everything went smoothly, and I had to learn only German. That was the only not smooth part. But as I told you, like if you put yourself one limit of you have to learn it for 1 year, like ultimatum, like you have to put yourself one date, and if you do this, and if you say like if I don't do this, I have to go back. Oh my God, you will learn it. And in that year, I learned German until level C1, which is like enough, like A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, and
it's amazing.
I did C1 examination on that third semester, and I got it with the highest grade. It was like DSH it's called, and I got DSH3. So that showed that only your head and your limits are your real limits. If you want to do something, you will do it. And yeah, that my determination is to go abroad. I went abroad, and if German was the only boundary, there is no boundary. It's like yeah. So I talked a little bit more about the whole, like even a little bit about the college experience, but this was the whole process. Like this is how it happened for me.
Thank you for the words of wisdom and motivational sentences. Thank you. It was an amazing